never gonna fly. No place big enough for holding all the tears you're gonna cry. 'Cause your mama's name was Lonely, and your daddy's name was Pain, and they call you Little Sorrow, 'cause you'll never love again. St. Francis saw me crying outside of a bookstore. I wouldn't have noticed if he hadn't tapped my shoulder, proclaiming this place isn't big enough, before he sideways stepped through the open glass door, spilling out Nina Simone's Blackbird voice. Why you wanna fly? Signs, I'd always believed in them, grounded for years after Angel took his leap and fell, unintentionally clipping my wings. I might have left then if Francis hadn't returned with paper and pen to sit beside me, so I asked, what do we do with the lonely? And he sang the same thing you do with the pain. Our eyes are endless wells, big enough for holding every fallen star's lights. And I started to write all the tears I had already cried, wondering, is it possible for any of us to ever love again? Thank you. So, as a poet, we get this awesome responsibility of sometimes we can time travel, sometimes we can build these mosaics and juxtapose two different experiences and events and put them beside each other. So this next poem has to do with an event that happened on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation last year, where 57 children were assaulted by white people at a hockey game, and nothing happened to them. Even when it went to appeal, they didn't get a fine, they didn't get anything, nothing happened to them. And so that made me think about this devaluing of human lives and our humanity, and that relates in my mind to this epidemic we have of murdered and missing Indigenous women. Sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she's taken away. When angels speak of love, I'm pretty sure they didn't mean drunken hockey fans spraying 57 native children with beer, taunting, mouthing racial slurs and phrases like, go back to the reservation. If love is all coming and going, this is coloniality starting back at its beginning with children so young they are still learning the meaning of words like love and hate. And you gotta hate the way the world works when some words scar your ears so deeply that the voice that said them still echoes in your head, still echoes in your head, still echoes in your head. If love is action, and we cannot tell where one echo ends and another begins, let's think of it like this. Life begins with a woman giving birth. Because of this, she is safe. Yet our women are being taken. 1,181 reported missing and murdered in Canada alone, and the numbers here in the US are still unknown. I wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's going to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home anytime she's taken away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Underreported, not reported, but we do have some statistics. Nearly half of all Native American women have been raped, stalked by an intimate partner, or beaten. When angels speak of love, I am certain they didn't mean this. Our women and children are being traumatized. 1 in 3 Native women will be raped in her lifetime and are 2.5 times more likely to experience sexual assault crimes compared to all other races. When does this race to feel safe and survive end? When you're missing in life and missing in death? Where do we begin? Nowadays, when angels try to speak of love, my ears strain to hear anything over the national news and media that barely, if ever, mention us, and I wonder if the silence is how we eventually disappear. No sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she's taken away. Thank you. So the last poem I'll share, I like to sing. I wanted to call it If I Could Turn Back Time, so I could sing like If I Could Turn Back Time. But I performed it on the Red Lake Reservation for these middle schoolers, and they had no idea who Cher was. So I felt really old, but also kind of glad that Cher was phasing out. But I performed it for them and asked them what they thought I should call it. They said I should call it Back to the Beginning. Sometimes I wish we could start back at the beginning. Turn our existence into a videotape, call it life. Then push life into a VCR, press play and pause, get the chance to rewind with our image still on screen, watching everything that ever meant anything reverse with the push of a finger. If we could pressure wind, the wrinkles on these God-given shells would smoothen into soft, unscathed skin. We'd awaken from tombs, arise from the earth like trees living to become seeds, and I guess that means as babies, we'd go back into our mother's wombs. If we could pressure wind. Mothers or fathers who abandoned their sons or daughters wouldn't walk away, but return, run backwards, turning towards their children so they would never have to look into eyes that ever saw them as unworthy of keeping. History wouldn't repeat, but instead fold into itself like disease-ridden blankets, rolling themselves back up like yo-yos, returning to the hands that ever made those hateful gestures in the first place. Battles wouldn't end in bloodshed, but instead a ride off into a sun rising with warriors always returning from war, or boarding school with their hair flowing behind them in lengths of rivers. Rewinding would mean going back to school to unlearn all the lessons ever taught to us. We'd start books at their ending, unstring sentences into letters until all we were left with was sound, waiting to come out of our mouths. Like my friend Angel. His would open to fountain gallons of vodka from liver. His throat would spill it back into bottle after bottle after bottle that he'd set back onto the shelves of a liquor store. He'd walk out of in a line, so straight. It'd lead him to the day Angel's father cut off his wings when he fell asleep on a bench. Rewinding, he'd unfreeze to death as warmth re-entered his body, convulsing not in dry heaving, but reheating, detoxing into calm as snowflakes would slowly rise back up to the sky. Imagine the kind of miracle time travel, like needle-sucking poisonous drugs from addicted veins, pills undissolving into wholeness being pushed back into containers, fitting just right. Everything would be all right. And for our youth, who contemplated taking their own lives or committed suicide, would feel blood flow back into open cuts, their veins pulsing with life that knows it's worth saving so much that determined hands repeatedly pull away razors from wrists, leaving behind no scar, no trace, not even the memory. And any fist that hit someone in rage or abuse would loosen into outstretched arms to call you home instead of the bullet-shaped holes making their way back into the guns or mouths that shot them in the first place. If we could rewind, maybe I could remember if I ever said anything to hurt Angel. If we could rewind, my angel would be able to fly backwards, lift himself back up, and life would be breathed back into him as he unwrapped the rope from his neck to inhale sweet and ever-expanding air into his chest. If we could rewind, I could tell Angel over and over, I loved you, and it would always, always start with you, alive and well and not me. I'd gladly give up every poem I have ever spoken, have my mouth call back each and every one of them from your ears back into my pen-tailed attempts at trying to put back together the splintered pieces of our hearts staring at a blank page, wishing we could begin again. Thank you.
Please keep it going for Tanaya Winder. Keep it going one more time. Show your love. Yeah.